All right, guys, you want some gangster copywriting tips? Want to learn how to write headlines that rip people by the eyeballs and make them look at your stuff, make them buy your product? I'm going to show you exactly how to do that from some OG advertisement that I just saw today on Twitter and figured you all need to see today too. Check it out. Small penis, have I got a car for you? If you're going to overcompensate, then by all means, overcompensate. Blah, 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 call this number, ask for Tiny Joe's Porsche. This ad is the ultimate in simplicity, and if I had to teach an advertising class, I would use this one because it does the three things that an ad needs to do. It diverts the reader's attention, it educates them on the product, and then it presents to them a strong call to action. If you can do those three things, your ad will work. But you can't miss any of them either. You can't just have a random picture of your product. You can't you can't do a short film that it's unclear what you're trying to sell. It needs to be very clear. That clarity is one of the major advertising principles that makes this ad work and that makes so many other people's ads not work. It's very clear when you read this headline what it's going to be about. It's going to be about a car, but you don't know what car. That's creating curiosity. If you had to lean on one advertising principle in your headlines, I would say you need to create curiosity. When there's a question in people's heads, they can't help but try to answer it. And the only way for them to do that is by looking at the rest of your ad, clicking your link, reading your sales letter, doing whatever it is you want them to do. But it doesn't stop there. At the same time, they implement humor in a really masterful way. Not only is it funny, but it's funny in a way that everybody understands. This is a joke we're all in on. It doesn't have to be explained, which obviously would ruin the joke. So we have ultimate clarity, we've created curiosity, and we've used humor all in 9 words. And it's kind of a double hitter because it's actually a question and a bit and sort of like a sub headline. You could have small penis in huge font and write "Have I got a car for you" as an actual subheading, and this would still work, I bet. The fear with that though is that you're leaning on the shock effect of the word penis a little too hard, and that's how you become clickbait, when you shock people into clicking and then don't deliver on what it is that you promise them. Obviously this doesn't do that, but anytime you're going to lean into the bizarreness of an ad, I want you to make sure that you don't do that either. And then it just shows you a very simple creative. It's just the silhouette of the car and tells you to call the number. Now, I know you're saying this seems almost too simple, right? Because if I just do this, if I post a picture of my product on a white background, nobody's going to click it. And that's true. So I'm going to explain to you why this works, even though it might not work for your product, but how to make it work for your product. The thing is, Porsches are not being sold to cold traffic. Now, what does that mean? It means everybody who's going to buy a Porsche already knows about Porsche. They also probably know about the exact model of the Porsche that they're going to buy. Because of that, you don't need to educate them on the existence of this product at all. You just need to make it front of mind so that they'll come take a look at it. And doing that with this, if you're going to overcompensate, then by all means overcompensate line is just masterful, because you could easily just have a billboard that says this and it would be unclear what the next step is, but they make the next step very clear. That's another thing people completely fail to do. The other reason that this ad works, even though it's just a white background photo, is the product sells itself. When you have a sexy product like a sports car or a really attractive piece of clothing, something of that nature, you don't need to oversell it. You don't need to even give it that much context, because the thing is just so cool. I know that this car is a little bit old by modern standards, but if you had a picture of a new Ferrari, this would work just as well. People would say, damn, look at that Ferrari. And that would be enough to show them what they need to know. So keep in mind, this car had that effect back when this ad was made. So you're asking, all right, It works for Porsche because everybody knows about Porsches and their product is just inherently attractive. How can I do that with my product though? So the way to do that is to, instead of just showing a picture of the product, illustrate the benefit the product is going to give the customer in terms of what that customer's life is going to be like once they have your product. A good example of this is perfume and cologne commercials. You could never just have an ad that's a picture of a perfume bottle, unless it was maybe some super bizarre looking perfume bottle. Instead, the ad is a video of these sexy people at a party, and this dude has women just crawling all over him because he smells so good. The cologne has just made him unbelievably attractive, and he's gonna go back and have a mega threesome with these fucking supermodels later. That is the benefit the product is providing. That is why the ad looks the way it does. So ask yourself, how can I make my ad convey that same benefit? Wrapping up here real quick, because I don't want this to be too long. If you can just create a headline that diverts people's attention using mostly curiosity, but a little bit of humor and a little bit of bizarreness onto an ad creative that clearly demonstrates the benefit the customer is going to receive, meaning how their life is going to be better, and then give them a call to action, probably click this link if you're advertising online. If you can do those three things, your ads are going to be killer. They're going to be as gangster as this one, even if you make enough of them. Don't forget, that is most of the advertising game, just putting the reps in and making enough ads and testing them to see what works. But if you could do this 100 times, 200 times, you're going to have that, you're going to have that 6-figure ad at least. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Go to my website, cjboak.com. I'll put the link in the description and follow my email list. Over and out.